videos every 10 years go, I thought you said AR-10 sucked. Every time I post a video, somebody goes, I thought you said AR-10 sucked. Go back and watch the last few years of all this testing I've done with.
What's going on? It's Sly Tiger. Anyway, I'm in my pajamas. Oh shit, I guess the blanket's in the way of the video. Hold on just a second. Anyway, with the election, right? The election went down, and a lot of people thought Hillary Clinton was gonna win the election. Let me make sure this is recording. I haven't been making that many videos lately, so I'm gonna try this again. So, everyone started getting, I got an Arsenal. I never thought I'd get one of those. And a lot of people got nice AR-15s, which is a good option, a good choice. I just choose not to get an AR-15 because everyone else has one. So I do have a lower though, and I have a bunch of little parts. So anyway, a lot of people right now are looking at .308 battle rifles, and I keep getting notifications.
There are three types of lowers and uppers cast, which is part of on any gun.
I opted for the PTR-91, and I really think it's the best deal for the money for the .308 rifle options right now, compared to the Para-FAL or whatever. The unless you have $6 grand to drop on a SCAR, I think this is the best option. Or a few grand to drop on the H&K MR762. The H&K MR762 is badass, and I think the the Army's adoption of the H&K piston AR-10 is probably going to end up being the standard for the AR-10. I hope so. I cannot stand direct impingement AR-15s. I mean, they do have some benefits, but I believe that the piston design is probably one of the best systems compared to DI. I'd even take this system over a DI rifle. So I think the PTR-91 is the best bang for the buck. Let me show you this crap. I got a crap ton of magazines recently for $1.50 each. Look, they're brand new. German .308 magazine, 7.62 NATO. I also got a few helmets, but that's not what this video is about, right? Now, the reason why I think this is best deal is PTR has made this rifle more attractive, while a lot of guys are getting the AR-10s. This is more modular than about any AR-10 that I know of. And it's because H&K will sue the shit out of anyone that tries to copy them. So these break down really nice, kind of like an AR-15. They have the lower trigger housing, and they've added, PTR Industries have added about $480 worth of features that have drastically made this rifle desirable to me. So we'll start with this. They have standard AR-10 threading. I will change this out because I live in a desert, and if I was in some shit hit the fan fantasy land scenario, this would plume up some dust clouds because this has an opening at the bottom. So I mean, they all probably do it a little bit, but this one would do it more drastic. Moving on, they have a lot of models with 16-inch barrels and bull barrels. This is the GIR, and the R stands for the railed optics rail, Picatinny rail, and it is on straight and nice. Moving downward, besides the $1.50 magazines, or they're usually on cheaper than dirt, even though like they have a bad rep, they do have the best deal usually for $2.97. The metal trigger housing supposedly is better than the navy or polymer trigger housing because you could swap out grips, and I believe someone was saying you can make it full auto or some crap. I don't know. And then let's see, I wrote a few notes down there. The big one, the biggest feature on here that is very important. This follows the traditional manual of arms for the G3. Design is the paddle magazine release. It's like a AK lever. It's like a, you know what I'm saying. It's a way to release the goddamn magazines. And a lot of the old PTRs and HK91s did not have this. And that's a goddamn very important feature, because I have normal size hands, just normal, and you would have to come up here and press that, so it would be really hard, and it's, when you're doing shit, that's a lot harder than just coming out and tapping it with your thumb or other magazine. So anyway, that's all I wanted to say. Another thing is, these rifles are accurate as hell. This thing seemed like a laser beam. Now, I did have some extraction issues, and if I keep having these issues, I'll definitely, I'm new to this rifle, so I'm, you know, not super G3 man or anything, but they do have good customer service down there at PTR, so if it doesn't get better, because there is a break-in period, I will send it in. But from what I understand, next to the Kalashnikov, this is the most reliable rifle. And this is from many, like millions of soldiers, and with real world data that, you know, like Reed Hendricks was saying, that have said this about this rifle. So I think people should give it a shot. It's the lightest and shortest of all the 308 battle rifles. It's also the most accurate, and it's really easy to add optics to when they put this rail on, and it's, you know, I think it's just a great bang for the buck. I will be putting a retractable stock on here. The reason why is because with the scope, I still end up getting a chin weld rather than a cheek weld. A lot of American shooters are kind of wusses, and they have to have this perfect cheek weld and crap like that. But since I'm gonna have the chin weld anyway, which I don't mind it, I actually prefer it because my neck is screwed up. I will probably just put the retractable stock on just to be a badass. But not that I am a badass. Another thing is optics. You don't want to have super huge optics because of the cocking tube lever and the, you know, H&K slap. The reason why is because it'll interfere and you'll slap the shit out of your scope and possibly, more than likely, screw up your zero. So I'm probably eventually going to slap a 3 or 4 power ACOG on here, and maybe the RMR dot on top of that, and I think that'd be perfect for this rifle. You know, these things can be used as sniper rifles, but I think the best role for this rifle with the 18-inch barrel and standard barrel profile and all is probably a designated marksman rifle. So just something to keep in mind is you don't want super long ass scopes, or else you'll have to pull it rather than do the H&K slap traditionally, which is supposedly you're actually supposed to slap the shit out of it. But other than that, that's all I had to say. I'll probably eventually change optics in the muzzle device, and I will also put a vertical pistol grip, vertical forward grip, because it is a little bit heavy once you start running and gunning with this big ass scope. And I can run some big ass heavy Yugoslavian M70s, but this one is right probably at my threshold for a lot of shit. So anyway, I actually do like the thin handguard, but it really does get hot. So I think that pistol grip and maybe a bipod would perfect this rifle. Thanks for watching. I hope you found this video informative, and take care.